Highway 11, where the pine trees kiss the stars. 10 acres of freedom, where he built a home for ours. An old house stood waiting, he shaped it board by board, crafted a haven for his family, where our hearts were moored. Back in '69, they called him to the school. A typewriter his teacher, he'd never play the fool. Kids swore he was Ivan the Terrible, a wrestler in their tales. With a grin he'd dodge the rumor, while his heart would raise their sails. He was the captain of his ship, steady through the storm. With a quiet kind of courage, his strength kept us warm. Walk softly, carry a big stick, he'd grin and he'd say, his lessons light my darkness, they guide me every day. Summers up north, we'd camp where the wild winds hum. Months of starlit adventures, chasing dreams till dawn would come. At Tyndal Lake we'd paddle, just him and me 15. He teased my worm harness with a twinkle in his gleam. I reeled to swap my lure, then a muskie struck 46 pounds. His chuckle turned to pride, louder than any sound. No student dared his name, but Ivan the Terrible flew. A legend in their laughter for the good that he'd do. He was the captain of his ship, steady through the storm. With a quiet kind of courage, his strength kept us warm. Walk softly, carry a big stick, he'd grin and he'd say, his lessons light my darkness, they guide me every day. In the halls of that high school, he saw the ones who fell, kids lost in their struggles, with stories they couldn't tell. He'd listen, guide, and lift them with a word to ease their load, planting seeds of courage on the paths they'd grow to roam. From typing to computers, his lessons paved the way. Each student a new captain, steered by wisdom he'd convey. Ivan the Terrible, they'd whisper with a smile and nod of pride. His heart the truest compass for the dreams he'd help provide. He was the captain of his ship, steady through the storm. With a quiet kind of courage, his strength kept us warm. Walk softly, carry a big stick, he'd grin and he'd say, his lessons light my darkness, they guide me every day. In '01 he left the school, chalkboards in his wake. By April or for the heavens call, my heart began to break. Yet his voice still carries in the stories that they tell of a teacher who turned dreamers into captains of themselves. Out on the lake at sunrise, his boat would cut the haze, fishing rod in silence where he'd live his truest days. A priest once said, steer your ship, and he took it to his core. Passed that truth to me in the wisdom he'd implore. Now North Bay speaks his name, how he shaped their way. From Ivan the Terrible yarns to the light he gave each day. That house on 11 stands through the pines and morning dew. His love's the wind that lifts me, forever sailing true. He was the captain of his ship, steady through the storm. With a quiet kind of courage, his strength kept us warm. Walk softly, carry a big stick, he'd grin and he'd say, his lessons light my fishing in the dawn's soft glow, in the home he built forever, my captain where I go.